Well, Bev, this is a very significant ruling here in India, which is no doubt going to deepen the polarisation that we're seeing in this country among religious groups, especially the Muslim minority of around 200 million people here in India who say they feel persecuted and let down by the Hindu nationalist state. Now, this court challenge has ruled that a hijab ban in that southern state of Karnataka is allowed in school colleges. And it's significant because the judges have made a very clear comment. They've said that the hijab is not an essential part of the Islamic faith. And as you can imagine, that specific comment has made waves throughout India. The small group of girls, the students who actually started this court challenge, they said, well, we are going to fight this in the Karnataka court because we believe it's our constitutional right to freedom of religion in the secular state of India to be able to wear our hijabs. They've obviously failed in that ruling, and they've come out in the last couple of hours and said that they feel disappointed. They feel that the court's decision is unconstitutional, and they've actually said they're going to continue in this protest, that they are actually going to stop going to school, and that they are going to appeal this decision in higher courts, in the national court here in India. But the big sentiment that we're feeling from the government, the BJP, is support for this court ruling overall.
Yeah, that is interesting. So in terms of, I mean, we know it was very divisive in the lead up to this ruling. What other reaction has there been?
Well, the BJP ministers, so the BJP is the ruling party here in India on a national scale led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, but it also is the head of several state governments here in India, including in Karnataka. And BJP ministers have come out in the last couple of hours. They've said that they want these students to now focus on their studies, to not worry about issues to do with religion. But what we're hearing from legal experts is that this could have national repercussions across the country. We know that this has started in one state, but it's believed that now this decision will set a precedent, allowing other states, other schools to ban the hijab as well. So certainly there are fears that these tensions and these divisions that we've been seeing across the country will continue with further bans of the Muslim headdress. But we also know that there have been protests in the lead up to this, sometimes very violent clashes. Muslim students have been fighting this hijab ban all across India. Some of those protests have ended up in people throwing rocks at each other. And then we've seen counter clashes from Hindu nationalist groups who are putting pressure on other schools to enact these hijab bans. So certainly a lot of tension being felt over this particular issue.
Yeah, and as you pointed out at the beginning, India has prided itself on being such a secular country, and that really seems to be being challenged at the moment. And politically, we've just seen a couple of state elections that went very decisively to Modi's Hindu Nationalist Party.
That's right, Bev. You know, India is a secular nation. That's what it describes itself as. It is the largest democracy in the world. But I've been out in some of those states like Uttar Pradesh, which is the most populous state here in India, which has just had a state election. And speaking to people on the ground there, they're telling me they are concerned about the hijab ban. Others vehemently support the hijab ban. And it is interesting, the judge's comments in this ruling today. One judge said, well, we believe that there are, quote, actors who are behind the social unrest that's been created as a result of this hijab ban and the protests we've been seeing. And a lot of experts have said this ban and the protests that have resulted from it have actually helped the BJP government. It's a Hindu nationalist government, and galvanised its supporters by standing against the Muslim minority population. So in many ways, people are saying that this has helped the BJP win those very significant state elections in the last couple of weeks. But the party denies that it has supported this issue in any way in terms of building that momentum for electoral purposes.
Really interesting. Avani, good to talk. Thanks so much.